I couldn't get clearance for the accompanying music by Yoko Sugihara, so I'm going to approximate it with my own original music.
What are you doing?
Learning English?
This is how you learn English?
Well, yeah, isn't this how you do it?
Hello everyone, it's Dan here, and today I'm going to talk about the approach that I had to learning English. And no, it does not just involve that part in the beginning. I will cover that later in this video. Now, just to get this out of the way, it does not require you to travel or spend any money. Both of those things would definitely help, but I'm just going to cover them a little bit in this video, because some people have a mindset that they don't have an option to learn a language just because they cannot afford it. All you need is an internet connection and the will to spend a lot of time learning. So I'm going to talk about 3 steps in this video, but don't take it as 3 steps to learning English fluently. One of the steps you'll have to get out of the way within 1 or 2 years, and the other 2 you'll have to keep repeating in order to build up a good vocabulary and be able to speak fluently. Now I know what you're thinking. Dan, this video is in English. How are people supposed to understand you if they're just learning it? Well, I'm assuming that most of you have been learning English for a year or so. Also, I'm going to make subtitles for Russian speakers, and once my level of Japanese starts catching up with my level of English, I might come back and make Japanese subtitles as well. So, let's get started. The first step is learning the basic grammar, which you might have already done if you can understand this video. If you have studied English at school or by some other means and you think you understand the grammar fairly well, you can just skip this step. The most important thing is practice, and I will cover that later in this video. But in case you're just starting off, you will need to learn the basics. I would suggest watching lessons on the English Class 101 channel. You can click the link here or in the description to get there. I have not tried their lessons myself because by the time I found them, my English was sufficient enough. But I have tried Japanese Pod 101 by the same creators, and it was and is a great help for learning Japanese. And at some point I've also tried their other channel, Spanish Pod 101, so I can guarantee English Class will help you a lot in learning English grammar and the important vocab. They also have podcasts which you pay for monthly, though you can just pay for 1 month and download as many podcasts as you can, but you don't have to go spend your money on this. All I'm saying is that it would help a lot, which I can give you my word for since I've tried their Japanese podcasts myself. If you actually do try them out, you should start with the Absolute Beginner podcast, then Beginner, then Intermediate, and I don't think you have to go through the advanced lessons. You might want to move on to step 2 since you'll have a good enough base by then. Learning the grammar is definitely the boring part of learning a language, which involves remembering all the rules, perhaps learning with a book if you will. I know it's boring, but you will have to do it. There's almost no way around it. I hear you ask, almost? Well, the only way around it that I can think of, though not a faster way, is just listening to lots and lots of English content and learning the grammar by seeing patterns in the language, which is pretty much what kids do when they are growing up. They listen to the people around them and learn to speak based on what they hear for years and years. I learned some of the grammar this way, but for the most part I learned it at school. So I guess you can learn the basic grammar with a book, or the lessons I talked about before, or even better, at school if your school has English classes. And then learn some more advanced grammar with a lot of practice. Now on to step 2, which is getting input by watching content in English. This is what that part in the beginning was about. I remember the exact moment when I started watching content in English, which was when I bought a DVD on a trip to London. After seeing this DVD, I began watching a lot of content in English. And today what I watch is movies and a lot of YouTube content, which you could see in the intro. This helps more than you would think, and at the same time provides entertainment. I highly recommend looking up the words that you do not know right as you're watching. Google Translate is good enough for English. And also, watch with subtitles if you don't understand some things yet. This step is something you will need to do on a regular basis, at least once a week. But I personally watch videos in English on YouTube almost every single day. Step 3, just like step 2, is also something you'll have to do regularly. This is practicing English speech. There are a few ways of doing this that I have tried out. One is finding a, what I like to call, Skype pal on a website called italki. It doesn't cost you anything, and once you find a friend to talk to, you should practice speaking with them at least once a week, even more often if you can and if they want to. This friend of yours might be a language exchange partner, which means you will help them learn the language you know, and they will help you with English in return. The second way I practiced was by playing multiplayer games on servers where people speak English, which was also one of the ways I found new friends to talk to. However, I do understand this might not work for everyone, but if it works for you, try it out. Another way I practiced was by visiting English-speaking countries like the UK, US or Canada and speaking with the natives there. Also, Australia, New Zealand or Ireland would be good to visit. There are many English-speaking countries in the world, so you can visit the closest one to you if you have the option, unless you are already living in one, which is the perfect environment for learning English. And that's pretty much it. Keep in mind that steps 2 and 3 are ones that you will need to do on a regular basis to really get fluent as fast as possible. Though when I say as fast as possible, I'm talking about several years of practicing this way. There isn't an easy and quick way to learn a language, so you will really need to dedicate quite some time to it. I hope this video helps you in your journey to learning English. Please subscribe for future videos and check out my video on how to learn a foreign language. Also, if you have some friends struggling to learn English, share this video with them. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. This is just the second video that I made an entire script for, the first one being the DSLR video. And I know I said in my guide to learning a language video that that was the first one with the script, but honestly it just had the list of languages and just a bunch of notes. So this is just the second video with a script, and this script took quite a bit longer to write than the DSLR one. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was probably the hardest video I've ever made for me personally, and it took quite a lot of time, probably more time than any other video. And I thought my hardest video was going to be, for a while, the sketch that I made on my main channel. By the way, if you have not checked it out, subscribe now, link in the description. I thought that was going to be the hardest one, but I kind of went for overkill on this one. So I really hope you liked it. Also, big shout out to my friend Robbie Bremner, who let me use the track from this video. He actually made that awesome track, so go give him some appreciation. I'll put links to his stuff in the description. And in case you want to help me improve the quality of my videos, you can back my Indiegogo project for DSLR for my YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you later. Goodbye.